The footage that you're seeing is from a barbershop in Kanchpur, Bangladesh. The year is 2022, and in the hot month of July, a young Bangladeshi barber named Ashraful Islam is working in his Kanchpur barbershop. What happens next is terrifyingly unexpected. In the beginning, the barber seems to be just getting started, with the only customer seated in front of him. But before using the blow dryer, he looks at it like there's some kind of problem. In an instant, everything is on fire because the dryer exploded, and both the barbershop and the two men are engulfed in flames. The radio kept playing in the background as they struggled to get out of the shop, but to no avail. Both young men perished in this sudden and unfortunate accident. This woman is a 40-year-old mother of two in St. Petersburg, Russia, and she's attempting an Orthodox epiphany on the Oredezh River. It's early 2022, and at this time of the year, the river is completely frozen and covered with a thick ice shelf. And with water temperatures of below than -10 degrees Celsius, things don't seem to be going as planned.
Ушла быстрее! Быстрее все сюда! Все сюда! О! Туда, Юра! Юра, туда!
As soon as she jumps into the water, she experienced hypothermic shock, due to which she loses control, and the strong water currents cause her to be unable to swim back to the surface. Both of her children witnessed this in distress, and her son even tries to rescue her, but did not succeed, and woman's body was found later by rescuers. Alexander Zayev, head of the emergency rescue service, criticized the placement of the ice hole. The woman went for a dive in a place where there are no lifeguards or adequate lighting in an unsuitable ice hole. It is one of the most dangerous rivers in the Leningrad region, and people drown in it every year, even in summer. She was swept away by the current, he said.
You really want this on video?
I'll pull it. I'm mad enough to pull it.
The person you see aiming a gun is 60-year-old Texas man named Kerry Birmingham. He's aiming the shotgun at his wife Patricia amidst a heated argument over her alleged extramarital affair. The pair argued for roughly 30 minutes before he shot her after finding out she was having an affair. He told his wife she was going to meet Jesus right before he shot her 3 times outside the Texas home in December 2021. And before the shooting, she puts the phone down on the floor.
You really want this on video?
I'll pull it. I'm mad enough to pull it. Okay. All right. Goodbye, Breeze. Nice to know you. You go meet Jesus.
Birmingham's lawyer, Anthony Osso, said his client pleaded guilty directly to a rare all-women jury. Osso was trying to convince the panel that the husband had shot his wife in the heat of the moment. In 2024, he was sentenced to only 10 years in jail for a homicide charge.
Okay, now I have it on the tripod. Oh my God. They believe it was an airplane. I'm gonna go watch the news now.
9/11 was one of the worst terrorist attacks of human history, and almost 3,000 people lost their lives as a result of that. Edna Cintrón, also known as the Waving Woman, was a 46-year-old Marsh McLennan, admin assistant at the World Trade Center. She had recently started working at the WTC, and her office was located at 97th floor of the North Tower. At 8:46 a.m., Flight 11 struck North Tower with impact zone of between 94th and 99th floors. After the first impact, many footages of the tragedy were being recorded, one of which would be among the most horrifying individual cases.
I'm gonna put this on a tripod and go watch the news. Okay, now I have it on the tripod. Oh my God. They believe it was an airplane. I'm gonna go watch the news now. Oh my God, you should, I have a videotape of it. You should just see this thing. Wow. Oh my God. Are they saying, I should get off the phone because Dave might be trying to call me because I left a message. I'll call you back.
A person in the impact that you can see waving is none other than Edna Cintrón, as she was known to be working at the 97th floor and somehow miraculously survived the impact and fell 2 floors below to 95th floor. She first appeared on the footage at 9:59 a.m. and stood strong, waving and waiting for any help. But tragedy struck as the North Tower would collapse at exact 10:28, with that footage capturing her last 30 minutes.
Not just in taste and smoke. What is behind it, I cannot tell you. Again, and I know that for many of you, you've heard this a lot, but I think it's important as people join us as they do. In moments like this, they are coming in all the time, that there have been attacks in 2 American cities, New York and in Washington. The trade centers here in New York that get hit by airplanes. In Washington, there is a large fire in the Pentagon has been evacuated. A portion of the side of the building now just being covered on the right side as I look at it, covered in smoke. This is just a horrific scene and a horrific moment. The president who is in Florida today as he moved back to the White House and took off a short time ago. The White House itself has been evacuated on the basis of what the Secret Service says was a credible threat on the mansion itself.
While being extremely lucky to survive the impact and being able to wave from the impact zone, Edna perished in the tower collapse. Cintrón's name is on the National September 11th Memorial and Museum fountain that represents the North Tower, and is also on the Marsh and McLennan 9/11th's Memorial. Wu Yonging, also known as China's Daredevil, was a young 26-year-old rooftopper. He was quite popular on social media in the 2010s because of his courageous stunts, but one tragic day in 2017 would be his last. Yonging, after losing his control, tries his best to pull himself upwards but tragically slips and falls almost 60 floors to his demise.